I had a vision of the rapture, okay? This has changed me. This has wrecked me emotionally in many ways, okay? What I saw was a mighty angel, okay? And he was screaming at the earth, screaming at sinful, fallen man, screaming at mankind. He was screaming, like blood-curdling, out of his mind, desperate to get the point across, screaming, trying to show us with his voice how desperately afraid we should be of the Most High God who is coming to judge the world. He said, repent or run. That is what I saw, screaming. The next part of the vision, which is what I had more recently, is this. So I could see all mankind. It is a normal day in America. I could see people in the city, people in stores, people in the country, okay? There was a flash of light that just pierced through everything. And when that light flashed, I knew right away that everybody was gone. That not everybody, but God's people that he had taken up, that he had raptured, were gone, okay? But what I felt more than that was something within myself. The moment that the light flashed, okay, it was like the Spirit of God was gone. And the way that I knew that was like mercy was gone. Protection was gone. I had realized that God had been having massive mercy on me, keeping me from falling into the hands of the devil. Every time I sinned, I should have just fell right into the hands of the devil, but God had so much mercy on me day to day, every single day of my life, all creation, all mankind. God has had so much mercy on us, but when that light flashed, it was gone. No more protection and no more mercy. And it was like I knew there was a very vicious, mighty Antichrist beast and demons that were coming to devour my body, my mind, and my spirit. And I had no protection to keep them from doing it. That is what I saw. I love you guys in Jesus' name.
So I'm telling y'all how I experienced the rapture in my dreams. You feel me? And it's no joke. Might I say super terrifying, especially when you don't know Christ. You feel me? When you don't know God. So the first dream, the sky changes colors. You know, there's 3 different moons. Each moon represented one hell, super terrifying. And then shooting stars just going across. I'm talking about hundreds of shooting stars going across. Could they represent the fallen angel? I do not know. But there was something weird about the sun. And then once I stared at the sun, a dragon came out full effect. Mind you, I was asleep. I was super conscious, but I felt fire. Once the dragon started blowing out fire, I felt it on my cheek in my sleep. Like, still can't explain how that even is possible right now. But the more you're in tune with God, the more it starts to make sense. And then the trumpet started to sound. And then I woke up from that dream. I heard a voice, wake my people up, wake my people up. So I'm going in the shower. I get up like, oh, sweating. Like, what was that? You know? And then for 5 minutes straight, wake my people up, wake my people up, wake my people up. Mind you, I'm not ready for that. You know, that's a whole lot to ask for somebody who truly, like, fully don't grasp the concept of how God operates, because I rarely had any faith that God even existed at that point of time in my life. The second dream, I'm being chased by demons. I'm being chased by these demons in black hoods. I'm running. And as I'm running, I'm seeing souls being lifted up into the sky. I'm just like, yo, this is the rapture. It's really happening. Like, and I'm left behind. What do I do? So I'm doing parkour on these buildings, trying to escape. And then as I go into this one building, I see these black demons in a circle, probably about between 7 and 9 of them, you know, and they just worshiping Satan. So I wake up terrified. My faith barely had any at that point in time in my life as well. And I remember sharing that story with a friend. I had 2 more after that. I can hardly remember those 2. But this last one I had, it was like the icing on the cake for sure, you know? Like, when God keeps sending you these dreams, dog, you cannot ignore them, and you have to share them with the people. That's the whole point of God, you feel me? Giving you all of these messages. But it was heavy. They were definitely heavy, you know? But the fear, I'm not going to say it goes away, but you do get stronger the more faith and the more you come into God. So the last dream I had, I was in a Walmart parking lot with an old friend. He was in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat. He falls asleep. Boom, knocked out. And then I fall asleep for some reason. And then I remember his thoughts were like super negative at the time. So I pulled myself away like, yo, these are not my thoughts. And as soon as I did that, I started to float, I started to rise. And it was just like maybe like 20 to 50 feet in the air. As I'm looking down, people are screaming, terrified. And I remember this one demon, to be exact. It was like a white male, super stocky. And like from here to there, he had like a lobster claw. It was black. It was just offing people, like, you know. So I'm just like, all right, you know, that's the last time. I hear you loud and clear, God. I heard you before, but I definitely hear you now, being as though my faith is stronger within you. But experiencing that and not knowing who God is truly terrifying. You feel me? Because you lack the knowledge, you lack the understanding. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know how God operates. So you just trying to figure out your way in the world, and you were like super lost at that time. So if you haven't experienced anything like that, trust me, you don't want to. You know, you talk about fear and you talk about nothing that could be done on your end. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, the Most High God, Jesus, you feel me? He right here. And I'm glad I got to know him. And I didn't know him before. That's why it truly terrified me before. But as I picked up that Bible and I read it from front to back, and the more I got to know God, you know what I'm saying? Fear. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong here. I'm strong in spirit. I'm strong here. All of that. All of that. But your blood will not be on my hands. I deliver my message. Love. You feel me? Get right with God. Holy is his name. You see what I'm saying? Peace out.
What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all doing good. I hope y'all having a good day or a good night. I got a vision I want to bring to you guys. The Lord showed me a dream of the rapture, and I just want to bring to you guys real quick. Now is the time that I got to share this. You know, the time is coming soon. The Lord is coming back, and this dream right here means a lot to me. The Lord showed me this back to back, like every other month, around like 6 times. And each time I wrote it down in my notes. And each time he showed me, there were very similar dreams. Had different things happening in them, but all the same results. And they all had the blood moon in it. And we know from the prophecy in Joel, in the last days, the moon will turn blood red. And that's what I seen in my vision. And in this particular vision, I'm walking outside, guys, and I'm just with my wife, and both of us walking outside. And as we're walking, I look up in the sky, I see 2 moons, one on the left, one on the right, and they're both, they both start coming together. And I never saw this before, so I was like, what's going on? And I didn't understand it at the time. But they both start coming together, and when they fully came together and became one, they turned blood red, like a bright red. It was a real bright red. And I knew in my dream, oh, this has to do something with the Lord. I knew it was like the prophecy, like how I read. And I got a little scared and everything. And when that happened, when they came together and turned red and became one, I heard the trumpets. And I knew that it was the rapture. And as soon as I heard the trumpets, and I remember it was a distinct sound. I'll try to play a sound for y'all right now, something similar to what it was. And it sounded just like that, or something just like that. And as soon as I heard that, I looked up, and while we're looking up, I seen Jesus Christ. I seen the heavens open. I seen the sky open in the clouds, and I seen Jesus Christ right in the middle when the sky opened up. And on his left side and on his right side, he had an army of angels. I couldn't even number them. And I seen 2 angels while I'm staring at the Lord, because I was looking at the Lord, and I didn't even pay attention to the angels, because when you see the Lord, it's just like he's so, his light is just so precious, and like he's so magnificent. And it's just, he's a beauty. It's a beauty to see the Lord. And I wasn't even paying attention to the angels, but I can see two angels came down, and I can see them flying down. They came down behind me, and they started pushing me. I felt like I was being pushed. They started pushing me up towards the Lord. And these angels in my dream, they look just like how we picture them on the internet. That's how I seen them in my dream. They had like a human type body, two wings and stuff like that. And that's just how I seen them in my dream. But they were pushing me towards the Lord. Like they, came up, they captured me, pushed me up towards the Lord. And as the closer I got to the Lord, the brighter everything got. Like his light was just so bright. So the closer I got, the brighter it got. Eventually to the point where I couldn't even see anymore. And when I could see, I was inside this room full of people. And I knew at the time that this room was everybody that got raptured, everybody that got saved. And I seen some family members and friends and strangers, and I was just happy to see them. And the vision ended right there. And another one that I had, it started off the same way. I was at my job, and I was working like normal, and I start to see everyone just running outside, and I'm like, what's going on? So I start to go outside, and I noticed that the same thing in the sky. I noticed that two moons, they're starting to come together again. So this time I know what's gonna happen. And they came together, they turned blood red again. And this time, when they came together and turned red, there wasn't no trumpets being sounded. In this vision, there wasn't no trumpets being sounded. So I was looking around, and I had time to tell everyone, repent, repent. I was looking at all my co-workers. I was looking at all the strangers, because all of a sudden I just seen a whole bunch of people appear out of nowhere, a bunch of strangers. I was just telling everybody, repent, repent, the Lord coming back soon. That's the prophecy being fulfilled. I was telling everybody that the moon that they're seeing, that's a prophecy being fulfilled. The blood moon, it turned red. Some people were laughing at me. Some people were cursing at me, telling me to F off and stuff like that. And I was just, trying to tell everybody to repent and get right with the Lord, because he's about to come out the sky. But in that dream, the trumpets didn't blast, and the Lord didn't come out the sky like the first one. But everybody started going crazy. So I don't know if the Lord showed me like the other part of what's going to happen when that happens. But in this one, everybody started going crazy all of a sudden. Everybody just started going crazy, screaming, breaking into doors, just going crazy. And I got in my car and I was driving home, trying to get to my family. And I remember seeing cars driving off the cliff, and everybody just killing themselves and just going crazy. Like it was a time I've never seen before, like the Great Tribulation. And I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That's what the Lord was showing me. And the rest of the visions I had were very similar. Every time I'm outside, I see the two moons, they come together, and I hear the trumpets being blasted. And some of them, everyone's going crazy in the grocery stores and stuff like that. The other one, I was in a grocery store, and everybody was going crazy trying to get food. In another one, I saw the Lord again, and I was being taken up just like before. But it stopped halfway, and I woke up. But I've had 6 of these visions. I've had 6 of these dreams, of these rapture dreams. I had 6 of them, and I wrote them all down, and they were all back to back, like every other month. I had these visions last year, but I'm sharing them now because I feel like now is the time, and I understand now, and the Lord put me to share everything he's been telling me and everything he's been showing me. And like I always say, guys, just pray about everything. Everything that I'm saying, just pray about it. Seek the Lord, test the spirit. Look at my fruits, guys. Just don't believe it just because I'm saying that, you know what I'm saying? So